What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. And today I want to discuss a very exciting upcoming UFC matchup. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. All right, guys, moving forward. Upcoming on the Kelvin Gastelum and Nasruddin Imavov card, we got a super exciting matchup in the women's bantamweight division between Ketlen Vieira and Raquel Pennington, right? Basically, this is like the number one contenders match. The winner of this fight, if they can pull off something super spectacular, a really statement making performance victory, a girl like Ketlen, who at one point was she's kind of always been a solid contender. And you got a girl like who is in Raquel Pennington, who is just a savvy veteran, fought Amanda Nunes previously for the belt about 4 years ago. Yeah, she got dominated, but, she showed heart, she showed will. She's riding herself a pretty good win streak right now, 34 years old. I think she's 4 in a row against Aspen Ladd, Macy Shazon, which Macy's tough as fuck. Aspen Ladd, super high prospect. So Raquel is still going out there and putting up big victories against big names and a fifth straight victory. And if she definitely does something to get the eyes of the crowd, get the eyes of the UFC brass, they can definitely discuss a rematch with her and Amanda Nunes, or wait for Nunes and Pena Part 3 and have her fight the winner of that. That very well could possibly happen. And then you got a girl like Ketlen Vieira, who at one point, man, she was undefeated 8-0, and she kind of just said, man, fuck you guys, if I'm not going to get the title fight, I'm not going to fight. Ended up being out of action for about a year and a half, and her comeback fight against Irene Aldana, she got KO'd, and it kind of really just halted all of that momentum that she had built up, especially during her time off, So with her taking all that time off and then get KO'd, the UFC was like, all right, well, now you got to work your way back up, right? So she's had a couple of losses, I think, since then. Maybe one loss since then. Yeah, one loss against Yana Kunitskaya, right? And since then, she's pulled off 2 straight victories against Miesha Tate, where she just was the bigger, stronger girl in that fight, was just piecing Miesha up and just destroyed her face, And then she had the fight against Holly Holm. And if I remember right, watching it live, I thought Holly pulled a victory, but it was a close enough fight to where I wouldn't have been upset when they gave it to Ketlen. I remember watching the fight and I was like, okay, I can't argue with that. So, now Ketlen definitely has 2 major victories against 2 former champions, 2 legends in the women's bantamweight division. She's already got a lot of good wins against girls like Sarah McMahon, Kat Zingano, Sarge Eubanks, So, her only 2 losses are to Yana Kunitskaya and Irene Aldana. And Irene, man, she has got some hands. So, I'm very excited to see in this matchup what can happen. They're both on a win streak. They're both in a huge possibility to hit that number 1 contender spot, depending on what happens between Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother video in itself for that trilogy. Possible trilogy. The UFC hasn't even made that yet. So, like I said, it's a whole nother video. Guys, I can't wait to see. I think, gun to my head, I think Raquel definitely has that that reckless savviness. She just has a lot of tools in her bank. She's going to be able to know what's coming at her. She's been there, done that. She's been under the lights. Where Ketlen, it seems like the pressure got to her a little bit. But with her riding these last 2 fights, we might be seeing the old Ketlen Vieira from back when she beat Kat Zingano and Sarah McMahon. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in this upcoming matchup. Very under the radar fight. And I think the winner, if there's a big statement, could definitely be fighting for the title next. Guys, you let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. All right, guys, Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.